Staring at a blank screen, starting a design from scratch, is probably one of the most daunting things you can do. And that's why starting with a template can be so helpful at giving you the kickstart you need to create effective materials quickly and easily. But it can be just as daunting staring at a selection of hundreds of templates and not knowing which one to start with. So let's talk about how to choose the right template to start with for your design, particularly in Canva. Before you even start looking at templates, the first thing you need to decide on is what the purpose is of your design. Ask yourself questions like, what's the objective behind designing this? What do I want people to do with this information? Is there a call to action? What am I trying to communicate? Answering these questions up front ensures you the best chance of choosing the right template for the finished product. For example, if you're creating a web page, is this something where you need sections that have a lot of space for text because you're explaining complex ideas? Or is it something where you need more image placeholders, more of a portfolio site? Is it something where you need list sections and a lot of testimonials? Or is it something where you have product shots that you need to showcase? And of course, when it comes to social media, although the content is usually much more simple because it's a single post or a carousel of posts, understanding your objectives and what you're trying to get across with it means that you can choose the right templates to start with and make the whole process quicker and easier for yourself. And of course, you can use the terms that come up in those questions that you ask yourself as search terms to filter the templates when you're browsing the library. Despite what the online marketing gurus may tell you, we don't all have our shit together and we don't all have a team behind us working with us. So I really believe in doing what you can to make it easy on yourself. And when it comes to choosing templates, the way you do that is by playing to your strengths. What I mean is this: which of these two things sounds more like you? You have real brand clarity. So you know exactly what your fonts are, your colors are, what kind of images work well for you. You know what the look and feel is that you want at the end of this design. But you're not 100% sure on exactly how you want to express or communicate the content. Or, number two, you have real content clarity. You know exactly what you're saying, you've got your message, you've got your copy, and you know how you want to communicate that. You're just not 100% sure on the look and feel or the layout or how to make that fit with your brand. What we're going to do is we're going to choose a template that plays to our strengths, to whichever of those sounds more like us. We're not going to ignore the other part, but if we can get a good head start with the stuff that's easy for us to do, it means that we'll feel more confident, we'll get momentum going, and it makes the whole process move quicker and easier. And we'll come back and address the rest of it once we've got that head start. Now that actually brings us nicely to my next point. And this is one of the most overlooked and probably most important parts of the whole design process for me, particularly when it comes to websites and actually working in Canva. And that's preparation. Gather your assets and write your copy first. And that way, you can choose a template that is the right fit for what you're trying to achieve, and it serves you best, rather than spending so much time looking through loads and loads of templates till you find one that you think might work, and then going away and starting the process of gathering your assets or copy. For your brand assets, the three key things that make a huge difference are your fonts, your brand colors, and your imagery. And those are the kind of things you should really have defined for your brand up front. Those three things, even more so than a logo, can really create a recognizable brand identity in all of your materials. From a copy point of view, make sure that you just write your copy in the easiest, simplest way that you can. Don't worry about formatting or layout because you're going to fit that into the layout of the design. Just get the copy out, get the message written so that you are clear on what you want to say. And remember, think about the medium that you're writing in. And always, always simplify it. Once you've written your copy, simplify it again. We want to communicate our message in the simplest, clearest way possible, and we want the design to reflect that. As I said at the beginning of this, I know looking at the library of templates available in Canva can be really overwhelming, and actually sometimes it's counterintuitive because you just eventually lose track of what you're even looking at. The first thing you can do, of course, is filter any of those templates by category. So Canva allows you to do that with a couple of clicks. Then you can use the words that came up in your defining of what your objective is and search by those kind of words. So whether you're promoting something, or you're looking for something to talk about your podcast, or you're looking for a checklist, all of these kind of things immediately help you to refine the templates and narrow down the choices that you have. And this is where starting with your strong point comes in again. If you're super clear on your brand and the way that you want it to look design-wise, then find a template that is as close to what you want the finished product to look at and start with that. If you're super clear on your messaging, but you're not so sure on what it needs to look like, then find a template that has the right sections for your content or the right layouts for your content, and we can then look at the design later on. But start with a strong point so that you can get that momentum going. Now remember, in Canva, it's incredibly easy to swap in images as well as changing fonts and colors. So you don't have to start with a template that's perfect for you, and resist the urge to start and then change template and start with a new one. I do that a lot and it wastes a lot of time. But obviously the closer you can get a template to being perfectly what you want it to look like at the end, the less work there is to do between starting and the final product. Now, in the spirit of being a bit braver and getting a little more comfortable with promoting myself, I would be a bit crap if I didn't take this chance to tell you that my Canva template collection is launching for sale on my shop next week. It includes a collection of Canva sales pages built using Canva's website builder, and also Canva social media templates. The social media templates are in 2 sizes, so you can use them for your grid posts and carousels, and you can use them for stories and reels, and each of those packs contains 60 layouts in there for you. And I will be doing an exclusive subscriber promotion to celebrate the launch of the collection. So if you're not on my subscriber list and haven't joined the Meaningful Creations community, then why not? What you waiting for? But seriously, please sign up using the link in the description below the video or on the screen right now, and I will send you your exclusive promotion code next week when the shop launches. Okay, so back to choosing your templates. Once you've got a starting point and you've at least got a little momentum going, this is where you kind of pick and mix and make things work for you. If you're building a web page and there's a section missing that you really need, remember that you can always browse the slides or the sections in other website designs, and then just in a couple of clicks in Canva, you can bring in one of those slides or sections into your existing template. So you don't have to start again, because no template is going to be perfect, but you can pick and mix from other layouts and then just customize them once you've brought them into your template. Just choose what you need and create your own remix. And when it comes to social media posts, there is a huge range to choose from, but once you've decided what the purpose is, that should help you narrow down the kind of layouts that you want. And actually, it's incredible, particularly in Canva, with being able to swap in different fonts and images and colors so easily. It's amazing how you can take a whole variety of different layouts, apply those brand styles to them, and suddenly they can all look really consistent and help build a consistent look and feel for your materials, particularly on social media. I did also want to share one particular tip that I think is so important when it comes to designing, particularly in Canva and for online materials. And that's to always err on the side of simplicity. Your aim should always be to edit, not to add. And this is not just about personal style choice, although I do love simple and minimal clean designs. This is about making it easy for people to read, understand, and remember your content. Content that is crowded with lots of different graphic elements actually makes it more difficult for people to get the understanding of what the content is, and it actually makes it more difficult for people to recall that content because there are so many elements that the brain is taking in. And personally, I think there is a real strength in communicating with confidence. Keeping things simple without having to over-explain shows a real level of confidence that I think people want. That's what they want from us. They want a sense that we are confident in our own message and our own visuals. I know that it can be really overwhelming trying to choose the right template to start with, but I still think the key thing is to decide what you want from it and then to just choose boldly and go for it. In Canva, one of the best things about it is that you can easily edit things and change things around. And so I think getting stuck on which one to choose can be a bit of a red herring. But try and find one that is as close to the finished product that you desire as possible to make it easy for yourself. I really hope these tips were helpful, folks. If they were, I would really appreciate it if you would hit the like and subscribe buttons, because I have some great suggestions from the community about some new topics for videos that I'm currently creating, and I wouldn't want you to miss out on those. Thank you again for being here, and have a fabulous day.